Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing my thoughts on Coach pricing and value for money. I recently bought quite some bags from Coach Outlet and Retail, and even my first bag from the 9041 line, namely the Coach Idol bag in this animal red. And I wanted to share my thoughts on what is worth it if you are asking me. So I was planning to discuss this later, as to get some more use out of my bags before making a judgment. But recently there's been some more discussion on the topic, for example by Deandra from Fashion Without Limitations. And she argued, amongst other creators, that the lines between outlet and retail from Coach are starting to blur, because several collections, like the denim collection, the cherries, the quilting, they have been transferred from retail to the outlet. And this makes people wonder if it's worthwhile to buy retail when you end up with very similar collections at Coach Outlet for a lower price. And I want to say that I totally get where Deandra is coming from. She makes some really good points in her video, especially for those of you who live in the United States, because in the US, the home country of Coach, the assortment is quite broad and well available. But I want to share my own experience as someone who lives in Europe, particularly the Netherlands, where especially Coach outlets are not as common and where the retail assortment is more limited too. And this changes how I see things, and it's important to take that into account as I discuss this topic. So perhaps to start off, what is it like buying Coach in Europe, or more specifically in the Netherlands where I live? Coach as a brand has been around forever, but it's only since quite recently, like half a year, that I can order with Coach directly. Therefore, it's also since recently that I've been able to purchase two outlet bags, namely the regular and the large Rowan. So I couldn't really be bothered to get my large Rowan as well, but this is my normal sized Rowan in the color maple. And although I've been loving Coach recently, mainly because of these great colors that they do on their handbags, I'm starting to understand the frustration of buying from a brand that has its headquarters outside of your own region, so to say. The stock and the assortment is relatively limited. There's items like the Coach Rogue that I would love to have, but those are not for sale over here. And also in the most recent outlet denim drop, I think we got like 5 styles appear on the website out of, I think there were 20. But what bothers me really more is the pricing, and I will show you some examples. And by the way, I couldn't get onto the Coach website without a VPN, which gives me a feeling that they don't really want people to know about the massive price difference. But of course, that is just me speculating. Luckily, your girl is tech savvy, and I was happy to set up a VPN connection and pretend like I was in the United States to figure out what Coach prices are over there. Okay, let's get back on track. So when it comes to retail bags, the price difference is actually not that crazy. I'm going to do some calculations, and what I'm going to do here is to take off 21% tax first, because that tax, that value-added tax, is always included in Dutch prices. And then I'm going to do a conversion from euros to USD. So let's start with the Brooklyn 28, a fairly affordable style. It's 350 euros in the Netherlands. So those 350 euros, they convert to approximately $300 if we also take off the value-added tax. So really not that bad. Then another fan favorite, the quilted tabby 20, $395 in the US, or converted $408 over here. And interestingly enough, the Tabby 26 is even cheaper over here if you disregard the tax, as we have been doing all along. So it's only $511 over here without any tax, instead of the $550 that it is in the US. So far, so good. Like, if things need to be a little more expensive because Europe is not the head region of Coach, then I'm willing to accept that. But let's now go to the outlet prices. And I'm gonna start with the large Rowan, which I recently got myself and I really like. That bag is $199 in the US. It is 289 euros over here. So that converts, again, taking off the tax, to about $250. And I think $50 is quite substantial when you look at the overall price. Then the most staggering price difference, however, I actually found on the Ashton bag. Granted, I couldn't find the identical copy between both websites, but at least both of these bags are in denim. It's $189 in the US. Fairly reasonable price if you are asking me for a fun, trendy denim bag. However, after conversion, taking off the tax, all of that, it's $425 over here. So it's more than twice as expensive, and I looked at the websites at exactly the same moment. So, of course, this is only a small sample, but my general perception is that the outlet bags from Coach are relatively expensive over here. The other thing is that the prices of these outlet bags, they really come into the ballpark of the retail bags over here as well once those retail bags start going on sale, which frankly they often do. Like, it's not uncommon for me to be able to find bags, even the newer collections, to have at least 20 or 25% discount, sometimes even 30% discount. And once we go towards the mid-season or end of season sales, trust me that I am picking up my Coach retail bags with at least 60% discount. Those prices for outlet and retail towards the end of the season, they really end up being in the same ballpark numbers with one another. So in that sense, for outlet bags to be worth it, they really need to be on par quality-wise with the retail bags. And well, I've only bought 2 outlet bags thus far, but frankly, I haven't been super impressed with the quality of them. So, for example, I have already scratched the hardware of one of my Coach Rowan bags by putting a charm on it. And then the handles also feel quite thin on the Rowan if I'm comparing it to other satchel style bags. So not per se from Coach, but just in general. And these handles are the same on all of the Rowans, I think, at least on the regular size and on the large size. And I just like handles to be a bit thicker so that they are more comfortable in your hand. And what I've also seen in other videos is that gold hardware on the black large Rowan is not even in one color. So the zipper has another color gold than the rest of the hardware. All of these things that I'm mentioning, it's nothing that can't be overcome or that I would say like this bag is bad quality or anything. And I do really like these bags that I have, these Rowan bags. But to be honest, it does feel like they're cutting corners a bit when it comes to these outlet bags. And to be honest, that is something that you might expect from a bag coming from an outlet line. But then again, where I'm at, I'm basically paying the same price for outlet and retail. So in that sense, I do prefer the quality of the retail bags. Fair enough, the retail bags also come at different price points and levels of quality, if you ask me. So I have a Cassie 19 and a Tabby clutch over here. And the Tabby is a more expensive line of bag, but it's also much nicer in terms of material and finishing, if you ask me. So I paid about the same for my Cassie and my Rowan, and I do feel like I'm getting better value for money with the Cassie. Not only because I feel like I'm getting a better quality bag, but also because all of the additional strap that the Cassie has, for example. It just feels like a bit more value for money. Then let's also discuss the more expensive Coach bags, like the 1941 line and the recent more pricier retail bags, like the Empire. Well, I only have one Coach bag at a higher price point, and it's this Idol. Honestly, I can see that these are high quality, especially compared to the outlet bags, but I still find it difficult to justify the price because these bags are nearly twice as expensive as what I'd spend on the average like retail bag or even outlet bag from Coach. And yes, this Coach Idol, it's gorgeous. The leather is beautiful, the finishing is amazing, the hardware on this thing is really impressive, but it's hard to say that it is twice as good. And then the second reason why I am a bit reluctant to say this has good value for money is frankly the resale value. I mean, if you have a Coach bag in great condition, you might be able to recoup about a third of the retail price at least over here in my market. And I doubt that's even going to hold up for these more expensive bags. And I'm not sure if it's the lack of popularity over here or that there's just too many fakes. But in any case, that is why I will try to buy my Coach bags with at least 60% discount. And I hope I'll enjoy these items for a long time and that I don't have to incur too much of a loss when I want to sell them later on. So in conclusion, I think my money is best spent on just the retail bags from Coach that are at a lower price point. The assortment is the biggest, and I think I get the best balance between price, quality, and resale value. And I understand that might be completely different in the United States, but outlet bags are just really overpriced and poorly available in my region, at least at this time. And then if I'm buying anything from the higher end of the assortment, yes, the quality might be better, but I have to be really certain of wanting the bag in the long run because the resale value will probably tank. In the end, it'll boil down to your regional parameters and your personal preferences. And I know that some people appreciate that Coach is offering an assortment with different price levels, so there's something for everyone. But I also understand it may come across like they're playing games when they move collections back and forth between retail and outlet. And I have to say, Coach's marketing game has been on fleek recently, and they've really tapped into feelings of scarcity with their customers. So we have to be mindful in any case that we don't jump into the next hot thing when it comes to Coach. And trust me, that is a lot easier where I live, given that all of these drops are not nearly as available over here as in the US. Like the new Coach Empire 34, I think it came online like a week ago. It's finally available here after a couple of weeks because before that time, girl, we didn't know her. And I'm just drooling over other people's unboxing videos. So what do you think? Let me know down below in the comments. I always like to hear your thoughts. Please give this video a like and subscribe for more content. I will see you in the next one. And as we say in Dutch, doei!